This is episode 61, and you are on approach!
63, climb maintain 13 down. 13,000, Tempo 63. So 63, contact the New York Center, 128.3. 28, Tempo 63, good day.
Hello, Captain.
On Approach is a flight sim and aviation enthusiast podcast featuring the week's top user-submitted stories and news on the SkyLounge.tv. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another show. With us today, Mr. Kevin, aka BRZ, over that away. Mr. Spark Smudge, up above. And Mr. Noodle, that way. My noodle is caramel.
Hello.
And I am your host, Mario. No, not fucking Mario.
Yeah, Mario. Yeah.
Mr. Commenter guy. I saw that.
Hey, it's a me. It's a Mario.
It's a me. It's a Mario. That's a spicy meatball. So yeah, so I'm OMGEDSON, but yeah, some guy in the comments was like, that guy that looks like Mario. Turn your mic down.
Edson,
I saw that.
Edson, Mario doesn't sell pizzas. He's a plumber.
Mario's
Just to
fucking
let you
Italian.
know.
So I ended my comment with, "You want a pizza?"
yeah, I saw that one too. That was pretty funny.
Speaking of food, another great guy. By the way, last show was fantastic. The comments were just streaming in, and they just keep coming. It's actually really cool. So thank you to everyone that's interacting with us on the YouTube comments. But it was Kevin that was eating, because look, real talk, it's like 2 a.m. or some shit like that right now, right? Like, so you stay up very late to do the shows with us, and the man was hungry and he was eating some chips, I think, or something.
But dude, I don't think you understand. I think I have like a health problem or something. Let me
Oh
show
gosh,
you.
oh gosh. So today we have noodle eating.
I have
Oh
one,
my
I
God.
have two, and
Nice.
I have three, and I have four.
Oh my god.
They're all empty.
Oh my
All of
gosh.
them.
Wow.
I had chocolate as well, because last week we still had some remains of Easter.
Mr. Kevin, you're not trying to get sponsored by Lay's, are you?
No, I'm not. I'm done buying them, because now it's gonna affect my health if I continue to do that.
See, my issue is different. I had a late pickup due to a late flight, so pick up my wife from the airport. So fries.
McDonald's.
See, and oddly enough, I don't think anyone's gonna say shit to Noodle.
No, they ain't say shit.
They can if they want. I mean,
No, I know. It's one of those things. Man's gotta eat.
And just in case any of those guys at Pringles are watching, I'm a Pringles guy.
Pringles guy.
yeah, Pringles.
Sparky always trying to pitch the sponsorship. He's like, just in case anybody at Hanes is watching, I like T-shirts. Just in case anyone at Levi's is watching, I have no pants on. I need pants.
I don't have any pants on.
Prove it. Let's see if you do it live. Prove it. Ah! The white balance is off now.
Oh no! Just killed everything.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I'm not wearing shorts in Vegas.
It would be a good idea to do it anyway, man, because you're gonna get you need the tan,
People.
and it doesn't matter because there's people who live here that freaking avoid the sun that are just as bright, and it's ridiculous. So you will not stand out as like a sore thumb. You can just basically join the many other bright lights out there. Yeah.
I will glow. Somebody told me I was transparent.
Yeah, you're pretty transparent. Especially when you turn profile view. Then you just simply disappear. You're so thin.
He was standing right there.
I swear Sparks was there. So we let off the show with this. Kevin, what is happening, Kevin? What is happening?
So I got influenced by my roommate, my housemate, William Wilco, to get a game called Sea of Thieves. And I've played countless hours so far on the Xbox trial, because there is a 14-day
trial. Yeah, the 14-day.
Yeah, the Xbox Pass thing. So, and I influenced Edson to absolutely get it, and he did. We have Buck as well. We have Willis. We have
There's a big group of fucking people playing it.
Yes,
like, it's crazy.
Yes. So today Buck invited me, and I was like, I'm already full staff and a team, and I'm already playing, so sorry, mate. But it's quite an addictive game. It really is an addictive. It's a great game, actually. I really, really love it. I'm not a very big player usually. I don't play a lot of games, but this one,
yeah,
I got hooked really, really hard. I'm probably gonna pay it. Yeah.
There's a good element of kind of like simulation to it. Right?
The sailing.
And the sailing aspect, like as a ship simulator, holy moly, like that water it's out of this world. Like that water rendition is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. There's kind of a chill factor to it, right? Like you're kind of sailing from destination to destination. There's a stealth factor to it. You're trying to stay low so other pirate ships don't notice you or you don't show any aggression, and then you're in a battle, then they're stealing your loot. I mean, it's just there's so many levels to the game. And it's pretty cool, but what's weird is content-wise, Sea of Thieves isn't necessarily fully there yet. Content-wise, it's still fairly bare and fairly repetitive, but the fact that it's basically like a new platform, the fact that they've got this platform built now where, you know, you're in an open world with other real players on ships playing as teams together, that's cool, and that's gonna go pretty far. It really will. I think that with the introduction of more missions and maybe even friends servers. I mean, imagine having, like, you know, we have 4 and we fill a ship.
Good
what's that?
is to bring the Navy in.
What do you mean?
You could be like the British Navy and come in and fight the pirates. And you'd have a big, cool. you know.
How about some fucking cargo container ships from San Francisco with private security aboard that are shooting the Somalian fucking pirates out?
Oh man, I think it'd be
you're going too far.
Add-on pack. Add-on pack.
Yeah. I want it. That's a great
it's
game.
cool though. I think you would like it. Sparky, I think that you would fall into it too. I really do.
I doubt it. I doubt it. Oh, yeah.
I doubted first. I doubted first, but
yeah.
I hoped.
I doubted. I doubted too.
I can't justify a 60 pound game for something that's going to be, you know, left on the shelf in a month's time.
Well, play it for 14 days. It's free.
Yeah, exactly. That's all video games these days, anyways, right? Like somebody posted a GIF in one of our tech channels. A Steam sale is coming on, and it was a picture of a highway that said if you went straight on the highway, it was like all the games you already own, and if you take the exit, it's Steam summer sale or whatever, right? And like there's a picture of this car just, you know, super late taking the exit, right? It's like we do that, right? It's too easy to get games. It's literally a click and you're downloading something brand new, and we play it for a little bit and then another sale comes along and, you know, we're on something else. That's kind of like the nature of the beast.
It's like most kids these days, right? You bring them to Toys R Us and they get a game and they
not
play
anymore.
with it for
you
5
don't.
minutes and no, not anymore. You don't. But
Rip Toys R Us.
Be that way.
Yeah.
But kids these days, that's how it is, right?
ADD.
Absolutely. Well, there is. I saw something. I guess there's some people or whatever person who's trying to save it by putting some of his own personal fortune into it. I saw this a few days back about Toys R Us, and I was really surprised to see that.
Do you have Smiths over there, Smythe's?
No.
Toy store. No, it might be a British thing because they're like our Toys R Us. They got stores everywhere.
They're still existing though.
No, but like with Toys R Us is now officially done. But like like Noodle says, some people in the private sector were like, "Yo, I commit millions to saving Toys R Us. Can you keep it open?" Because it's that deep for people as memories. Like I remember going with my dad and stuff, and I'm sure, you know, many others do if you lived where Toys R Us were the shit. But what's weird is, if you recall, also back then, Noodle, we had KB Toys.
Yeah, KBs were pretty much in the malls. Yeah.
KBs were dominating the malls. Where Toys R Us
True.
had brick and mortar, KB was like in every mall. Every good mall had a KB Toys. They fizzled out long ago, and pretty much as soon as Toys R Us announced they were shutting down shop, KB Toys made an announcement saying, "Hey, guess what? We're opening a pop-up shop seasonally, and if it goes really well, we'll keep them open." So a big thing that happens here in the US is when Halloween comes around, we have these things called the Halloween store, and they take over bigger like department store buildings that are now closed. They just find them. They're just like, show me, find a department store that's now closed. All right, we're renting this space for 30, 60 days tops. And they open up, they fill it up, they sell like crazy, and then that's it. They blow everything out for like, $2, and they close down the doors until next year. And KB Toys announced that they would be taking on that model and opening up toy stores near Christmas time. Because they understand the magic of walking in and in a physical sense saying, yo, like my son is holding this toy. That's the one I'm gonna buy for him. Right? Something that online we can't do, because online they see a banner, they're like, Dad, I want this game. They see another banner, they're like, Dad, I want that game. But when you see a kid physically go and they're like, oh, dude, the way that they look at something, you're like, that's it. That's what I'm gonna buy.
I agree. There is something about going to a toy store if you're a parent, or you've been the child and gone through it too. Go to a toy store, you're cruising aisles, you're running around like a banshee. I want this, I want that, that's cool. And sadly now, that joy for kids, for a lot of parents and a lot of kids, they don't have that anymore because so many shops and things have gone away. Toys R Us being pretty much the big one here in the States for so long, but not having that hands-on anymore. We just lost that tangible bit of, this is a toy, it's mine, you can personalize it, you can make it yours, you can rename it, you can hang it on a wall, but you get something digital, it doesn't mean squat. You have like that much attachment because it was bought for you, maybe something that you wanted, but to get something physical, there's more of a bond to have, and it just sucks that it's kind of going away. So it's times.
It's funny you mention it that way.
I still do that, Noodle. I'm still that way. I love window shopping and going,
absolutely. I do it all the time.
I'd love to be able to afford that, But the thing is also, and Edson will agree with me on this, and Noodle, you'll probably agree on me on this, is make the kids earn it. Because when they've earned it, they appreciate it so much more.
Bro, my dad never took me to Toys R Us just because. Never. He took me to Toys R Us because the most because reason would have been our soccer team won the game. And so we would pit stop at Toys R Us, let my son go and see some toys. But toys were like earned, because I think that there's that connection with tangible too, right? You earn something that you receive, and that feels more right than something that you can't touch. Tyler went very recently, and they went to the thrift store with Kathleen, and Tyler comes back holding this, right? And he is flipping out about playing this game, flipping out, just going crazy. It's the best thing in the world. I looked up reviews, I looked up parental suggestions on age ranges. I fit the age range. I want to play this game. I'm dying about this game. It's the best game ever. I offered him a digital copy. You think he was excited? Nope. Cause I was like, bro, you have a killer PC, so you want to play this on an Xbox 360 that hasn't seen any action in months, or you want to play it like on your PC? Cause I'll buy it for you right now on a PC. No, it's not the same. It's not the same because he can't grab that disc, put it in, and do something. Do you know the worst thing about
those games on console? Auto aim.
Auto aim.
Yeah.
What's the worst? You can't miss.
Yeah. Anyways, we should probably do a game. We should probably do a gaming podcast. We have enough content for that these days. It's crazy. So in the Discord, it's actually been really refreshing. I've been kind of killing myself over the past few months about like, I gotta go live. I gotta do a flight. I gotta go live. Gotta do a flight. And just a bunch of the patrons were kind of like, you don't have to do anything. You want to play video games? Let's play video games. And that's what it's been for the past few weeks, and it's been so refreshing and so nice. Like the group of people that's building in the Discord and the public channels and stuff, and getting together and playing video games together is awesome. And it's just as strong as just people that get together and do flights. Honestly, some people are like, I want to take a
flight simmers are gamers too.
Exactly, that's what I mean. Flight simmers are gamers too. Yeah.
Really?
A surprise there.
There's a twist on that too, right? Because I personally know that I have said this before. I'm more of a simmer than I am a gamer, and you know this, Noodle, because I always talk to you about the gaming landscape, because you're truly a gamer and you like Sims, but your heart is in like gaming. And it's interesting, right? But there's this bridge to be built. You can't always do one thing and only one thing.
Absolutely.
You can find a break in doing other cool things. Now, the games that I tend to like are sim-like. You know, they're open world games where I could choose to do the missions, or I could choose to kill random people, or I could just choose to do nothing and just enjoy what it is in that environment. That's the typical game that I like. But you know, ultimately, we're all gamers.
Anyone who watches me, you know, is train sim, truck sim, flight sim, racing games. You know, maybe the odd run around kill.
I guess we're changing the name officially. It's going to be the simlounge.tv. And to the smarty pants that's going to go try and buy that, not available.
If you'd watched boom. It was Tuesday or Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
It's been done.
That I boat simmed, I flight simmed, I train simmed, and I truck simmed all in one day.
That's awesome. Planes, trains, automobiles, and boats.
Trains and automobiles and boats.
God damn. God damn.
Anyways, we've got a show packed full of aeroplane heaven. Let's get right to it. But first, a thank you to our contributors. From the top, still in the #1 spot, Ivana Fly. Mr. Gibbon coming in close by with 28 Sky 5s, followed by SSH. S. Simmons 1958 in the #4 spot. In the #5 spot, Mr. Canuckshaw. Then we have Tomcat UK, Smurf John, Henry Stitt, Angeli 662 in the #9 spot. That's a name I haven't seen in a while. Angeli, are you alive? And #10, last but not least, Mr. Aviator Moser. Sorry, Dr. Aviator Moser, bringing up the #10 spot. Thanks, guys. Without your contribution, we don't have a show, so please keep the topics coming. It can be conversational questions. It can be news. It can be whatever you want. As long as it's kind of on topic to flight sim and aviation, bring it. We'd love to talk about it. So if you're looking to make a purchase and want some advice, it's a great platform for it. We'll discuss it right here on the show. Head over to the skylounge.tv and submit your topics. Aeroplane Heaven announces the Bulldog Spirit. This one submitted by Mr. Spark Smudge. Sir, what do you know about the Bulldog Spirit?
I know it took Douglas Bader's legs.
Who?
When he was trying to do acrobatics.
Really?
Crashed into a field and he lost his legs, and he learned to walk on his tin legs and become one of World War II's greatest fighter aces.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow. That's wild. So RAF pilots trained and flew this machine in the 1930s, then went on to fly and fight and fly in the Battle of Britain. Ooh, that's interesting. Using the latest tech and techniques, we've created what we believe to be the definitive tribute to this iconic and important airplane. Let's hope it will be as popular as our first one. Let's have a peek.
A lot of detail in there.
Again, dude, just Aerosoft Heaven's killing it.
Aerosoft
killing
Heaven,
it. Yeah. Oh no!
Someone will pick you up on that. You can't get away with this.
I can't. I'll have to own up to that one.
Yeah.
Aeroplane Heaven.
Aeroplane Heaven. What I do hope about this is I hope they get the texture of the material right, because it looks really nice and shiny, but it's cloth.
It's a render.
It's all cloth, and if they get the texturing of that cloth right, this is going to be one beautiful plane.
Looking at the details, though, up towards the closer to the prop, that is
engine,
amazing.
Vents.
Yeah,
that engine. Oh,
I really.
These are like
if
heat
they get the
sinks.
sound of that thing, is going to be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about it, never even heard of it. But I mean, if they're able to recapture the original sounds, if there's one out there on the planet that's flyable and captures the sounds, that'll be great. But I'm really curious, though, how it's all set up, the type of engine and all that.
Check out the
those
lights.
old radials are awesome.
Lights up here. These are wicked.
That's different.
I've never
that's
seen
really
anything like
different.
that.
No,
I wonder
I've
why.
never.
Why would you need to extend them like that? That doesn't.
Oh, you
it's
know,
weird.
Think about it. Okay, so being a tail dragger, if it's coming in, and the way those lights look, it looks like those lights are angled down.
Yeah.
So if they did night fly this somehow, shape, and form, you know, it could see. That's my first guess.
Ooh,
Oh, I like the nose.
That's
cone of this
crazy.
thing.
that is cool.
It looks like an
very
oil
nice.
funnel.
Yeah.
It really looks like an oil funnel to me.
The engine shape is particular. I really like that. I like the aerodynamics on this thing.
This is like all motor, man.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, you definitely can say, "Where's your
Whoa.
motor?" Just right here, bro. Look at me. Look at my
Right?
motor. I mean,
Come
it's
at me.
not enclosed whatsoever. Yeah, come at me. That
That's
is
a
awesome.
show. That's a show plane. That's something you bring to Sun and Fun and
Yeah.
expose
Yeah.
for people to see. Very nice.
Yeah. So see, it's the red and the green.
Yeah.
It's the red and the green. Oh, well, you know what? Would it make sense that because it's cloth, because Sparky mentioned the whole thing is cloth, that they had to extend it up on something like that? I mean,
For the heat and electricity and fire and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
who knows? That's cool. I think this could be a lot of fun. Whoa.
Oh.
Yeah, that's nice.
Oh, let me get up in there.
Detail.
Wow.
Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, you
look
can
at
see
that.
up in it almost. I mean, that's impressive.
Very
I
impressive.
think there is a finished engine. I do believe there's a finished engine.
Beautiful.
Oh, look at that thing. Imagine what that's going to sound like.
Beautiful.
Not that
Hey,
bad.
if you
The earth's
notice,
shaking beneath you.
here's something that I'm noticing right now, and I don't think most people will catch it, but where the little emblem is, the bulldog, that silver coin.
Yeah.
Now, right to the 2 o'clock where that motor is at, the piece of it, if you look towards the middle, it looks like one of the bits of metal in there, I can't think of the right word, it looks like it's bent.
This one. Yeah.
You're right. The fins.
The fins. Yeah, the fins. They're not all uniform. They're not uniform.
Not many people will catch that. You got to know what you're looking for, but some are not that.
Yeah, they're not.
Wow.
Like, yeah, that's neat.
Yeah, you see the distance between them are not equal. They're not all
Exactly.
equal.
That's
Not
that's
every
a
Small
detail.
details. But,
Those are little things I like to look for, and especially if you're talking about a classic. You know, let's see what they're really doing, and that to me makes me wonder if this is the basis of something real to have the little things showing like that. You know, this is a little bent, this is a little warped. If that's what they did, bonus.
Hey, look, this
Yeah.
has a rat.
Yeah,
a rat.
well,
That will be
I
a
don't know what it's
generator.
for, but it's
Probably
probably
a generator. Generator.
That's
Yeah.
the generator. yeah.
Probably.
That powers the lights.
Yeah.
the faster you go, the brighter they are.
Yeah, right.
So these fins, they must be like heat sink extensions, like because you see it's making contact with these fins, and then it just kind of stretches off and gives it more like flat surface to where the wind would run over, and it looks like it's probably just to withdraw and dissipate heat.
Or for the
cool.
aerodynamic flow as well.
Yeah.
That could be.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
could
not
be
like
more for
disturbed as it comes out of
Yeah.
the fins.
You don't end up with turbulent air behind it.
Man, guys, this is beautiful. This will be fun. I'm gonna scoop this one up.
It's beautiful.
I'm getting
Yeah.
all of their planes, man. I'm getting all of them.
You know, we
Yeah,
take
I
the
really
wet.
wanna hear it.
Wow.
Oh, look at it.
Oh,
There
man.
you go.
That's
A
PBR
finished-
right there.
A finished engine model, fully rendered and textured. That's just unreal.
That's PBR. Let's be real. It doesn't. It won't like unless they put it on
Right, it won't
X-Plane
look
or
like that in sim.
like
no.
P3D V5 or whatever with PBR. They won't. It won't look like this.
So we take the Wacos out often for our sunset flights in Northern California. It's always a lot of fun. We'll do Catalina to LA or up the Northern California coast to Oregon, stuff like that at sunset. I definitely can see us jumping into this plane as well. I think this is just has that kind of cruiser look to it.
Yeah, this is
this
definitely
is
a cruiser.
awesome.
This isn't gonna go fast.
No, not at all.
Fast plane,
Yep.
Absolutely
but it's
beautiful.
gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun, that's for sure. More aeroplane heaven. They announced the Sokata MS-893.
A bit more modern.
A bit more modern. Oh, snap.
Oh, nice.
Small plane, long development. This is one of those either I spend an hour or so watching the rugby or I model a insert plane here type of build. With the Sokata MS-893, we've gone for some different options and variants for a fuller representation. No TAC pack or SIDS or stars or TACAN or acronym on this one. The eagle-eyed amongst you will see the interior is already underway.
Look at
Another
the size
really
of
cool
that
plane.
cockpit. Sorry, flight deck.
The nose looks like a Mooney M20J or something.
Kind of has that
It looks like a
long nose
Mooney.
appearance, yeah.
Yeah, flat and long nose.
And this is fixed gear.
Yeah, yeah. Very long wings as well. That thing must glide like crazy. It looks like a Piper.
Mhm.
Piper Cherokee has the same, with very thick wings.
Very thick wings.
Hershey bars.
Hershey bars, exactly. Yeah, big Hershey bar wings. Is this no, this is not. So there was a video that circulated for a while of a guy in what I think was a Sokata of some model, but it had retractable gear. The older guys, yeah. You
Yeah.
remember
Forgot
that?
the gear, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It was
No, it wasn't a Robin, I think. It was a small French plane.
yeah, it was a small
not-
French plane, yeah.
Yeah. It looked like this one though.
Yeah, it kind of has this
similarities.
little bit of a weird, almost kit-like look. Yeah.
Yeah, but this one looks ugly enough for you, Edson. Will you be flying this?
Yeah, definitely one for Edson.
If I flew this one, it would only be in Canada,
Dude,
where
it
all
has
the,
flats
where all
on
the
it.
ugly belongs. No,
This
this
thing
is
has
cool for the
flats,
French
though.
Alps. This is cool for the
Yeah.
French Alps. You know, out that
yeah.
region, Spain, the border with Spain. You know, all that area out there as well. It would be pretty cool with this plane.
A lot of space for you to look out.
Yeah, look at
Wow.
the slats, like you said. Yeah, leading edge. That's a big wing.
Yeah, it's very thick. Probably a lot
Yeah.
of wing, a lot of fuel in it. Nice. I like the way they took those pictures.
Edson, you're going to enjoy looking out the window because that's a big ass window.
That's a big ass wing.
Yeah, well, you know the problem is with it, the wing is so big that the window is just rendered useless. Because when you look out of it, it's just wing.
You just see a wing.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't see anything.
Cool. Well, I mean,
Go on,
you know, airplane heaven strikes again, right? Like it's just they're back to back. But what's weird is I think there was some commentary. No, whoa, is it gonna sound like that? It might sound like that. There was some commentary, kind of before we started recording about another. It's just another announcement. Yeah, like airplane heaven sure is making a lot of announcements. And in this one, they're very open about it. That, look, man, this is one of these things that is long development. And how do you guys feel about developers that make these types of announcements where they know it's going to be a long run, and their full disclaimer, it's going to take us a long time to finish this, but we're going to go ahead and announce it now?
They've got a lot on their plate. They've got how many plays have they announced in the last couple of months? They've got a lot of work ahead of them.
Milviz is guilty of it too. So I'm not just calling out Airplane Heaven at all, right? Like, Milviz is pretty guilty of the same, right? They like to say, yeah, we're working on this too. Oh yeah, we're working on that too. Oh, that too. Yep, we got one coming. But it's like long-term shit. Do you feel like that discourages new companies from taking it on because it's already being done? I mean, there's a limited number of planes though, right? Like, how many C-130s do we need? You know what I'm saying? So when like Milviz says, hey, we're doing a C-130, that might stop, or maybe it might not stop like Aerosoft from making a C-130 or Airplane Heaven from making a C-130.
It wouldn't, because it's down to the other company, or say they say this plane, and A2A were planning on doing this plane. Do you think A2A are going to stop because somebody else is doing it? They'll just do it better. But
no, I think there is an unspoken kind of level of camaraderie in there. I do think that developers do. The similar thing happens in scenery design, right? Like, one announces, then the other's like, oh, well, we were working on one too, but we're just not going to do it anymore. Like, we've seen that happen. And so, in a way, I think it's a little bit dirty to announce something that's so long in development when, you know, it could hinder someone else from taking it on.
I think when it comes to airplanes, it depends a lot, because in terms of scenery, it's just as easy as saying, okay, there are two developers doing it. But when it comes to airplanes, you have different tiers as well. If you look at Flight Sim Labs and you look at the Aerosoft, there are two different product categories. They're destined to two different type of people. You got Carinado, you got A2A. It's two type of people again. It doesn't prevent anyone from building another plane, depending on the level of integration that they want to do. Airplane Heaven, they do airplanes that not a lot of developers will do, right? They're warbirds, they're old, beaten up plane, not necessarily plane that the mainstream will use.
Yeah.
But coming back to, if I think that the announcement of the announcement things, part of the magic of releasing a product is announcing it, and
that's a big part of the thunder.
I think one of the big reasons why a lot of developers are waiting before announcing their products is that part of the magic goes away. Part of the motivation for developers also goes away as soon as you announce a product and you reveal its features. When you're excited, like I'm talking by experience. When you're excited about something, excited about the development of a project you're doing, and you can't wait to reveal it to everyone, it gives you the motivation to continue and push it even further. When you already released a statement about the product and already demoing all of the features, you lose part of that motivation.
Right. It's the excitement before the announcement versus the excitement of like, all right, well, we've already announced it, so people know it's coming.
It's the excitement of the developer also.
The build-up.
The build-up, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm a bit scared looking at Airplane Heaven's announcement, because there are so many of them. Is when you look at A2A, the amount of time they put on their airplane to make them feel real. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I'm scared that Airplane Heaven's airplanes, they will look superb when it comes to 3D, but when it comes to systems, it's going to be limited.
For me, and I'm just trying to be quick on it, I think it's a foul, and I'm going to be real about it. You're going to go and say, we're going to do this, but it's going to take a long time. Fair enough. But I think what some of these folks out there need to do is just indicate what they absolutely say they're going to do for the year. You know, absolutely. The teasers are cool, but me, frankly, I'm kind of at the point where, I don't want to hear about teasers anymore, because you hear a teaser one year, and then you don't hear F all forever. Yeah. And then you forget about it. Then, you know, and I'm sorry, you know, they need to say, we are absolutely going to do these products this year. Boom, full stop. No more about, oh yeah, this month, and then this month we got this. No, 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 no. Because you're upping the hype and the excitement, but then what happens? People are going to forget about what you're doing, period. And no one's going to care anymore because it's been so long. Again, you made Milviz. Milviz has said a lot of things. Again, like I said last week, I love the company. They do great stuff. But it's like, when? You know, don't say you're going to do something unless you say it's going to happen this year. That's the way I look at it. Stop teasing and just indicate, yes, for this year, we will have this out. This is our roadmap. We're only going to do 3 planes this year. Say, we're only going to do 3. And these will be done this year because that's all we're going to do. Next year, we're looking at blank. I think that would go a whole lot better for the sim community to absolutely know that last year they said that for the next year, only these 2 or 3 aircraft. That's it. And then at the end of the year, they'll announce the next year's plan. I think that would just be a lot better.
That's just clean. Me. That would be clean. Yeah, I mean, it's maintaining focus and it's creating the accountability, right? Like, I'm accountable for releasing these aircraft this year. And, you know, pending any outside circumstances, those are my only goals. But yeah, no, very well said. Very well said. All right,
and it'll keep people from asking about what's going on. Update, update, update. No more of those posts.
For now, we've lost track of all the stuff Airplane Heaven is releasing in the next few years, as well as Milviz. I think Milviz is kind of in the same boat for me. But well, I don't know. I can say with how good they look, keep them coming, but keep them coming sooner rather than later. Airplane Heaven offering custom modeling.
What?
And now this is what's interesting, right? Like, we just talked about one product that they said, oh, well, this is the type of plane that's going to be a long time coming. The type of plane that I'm going to sit down and be like, oh, do I want to watch rugby today? Or do I want to work on this plane a little bit? That's non-urgency. That comes up as non-urgency to me. And then this happens, right? It says, we build to order. Just ask. Aside from what you see on these pages, we also build to order. So if you have a need for a model, we can build it for you. Whether you're another developer, a publisher, or a private individual, we can build to high definition like the ones pictured here and supply everything from untextured, unanimated mesh to fully finished, ready to fly products. That's so huge right there, by the way. We don't just build airplanes either, cars, ships, machinery, in fact, anything that can be built in 3D, any format. We're fast and extremely competitive on price, just ask. We're also very discreet and have built many models undercover for a number of well-known names. Whatever your needs, just ask.
I'm going to say that's pretty cool because, you know, let's just say, for instance, Edson, Ultimate Traffic. We know they need new models. Get in touch. They'll build your fucking models for you.
Yeah, but those are shitty models. Those are not the kind of projects.
Yeah, really, these will build better ones.
Yeah.
They don't have to be the model. They don't have to be the systems or anything because it's just AI.
Well, how about a flying dick butt?
How about a flying phone?
Dude, we have to put a donation goal on stream.
We need to do that so we can get.
Oh yeah.
You know what? We need Edson
with little wings.
We no. We need the airship. We need the Sky Lounge airship built by Airplane Heaven.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That's what we need.
So read into this though, right? Like, go ahead, Noodle. Go ahead.
This is where I feel these two can be an issue. You say you could do all these things, but you give out, this is what's coming. It makes me wonder, what becomes priority? Somebody's going to contact you willing to pay out of pocket and go, I need this is what I'm looking for. I want maximum detail. I want to be able to fly in whatever sim that they support. Do they put these private requests ahead of a normal production cycle for things, or what? I mean, I
assume so.
I mean,
I would assume so.
This to me is an issue because someone's going to suffer, either the individual looking for something or the mass public when we see these announcements for these planes. And what are you talking about? What was the time frames? Average money costs? I think, though this is a great idea, I think this could possibly kind of screw with their overall, what seems to be their #1 main focus, making, you know, quality aircraft for mass consumption. And now they're going to take on all these other additional things. So, I mean, what if they end up getting inundated with so many private requests? What do you do then?
Yeah, but we don't. Oh, that's one thing we don't know, Noodle. We don't know how big their team is for a start.
We don't. But here's some things we do know.
True.
But we do know that they sure do announce a lot of things and work really slow. But then on the contrary, they come here and they say we're extremely fast and extremely competitive. So it's like on one hand, they're like, oh, like we're working on this plane whenever we can. And in another plane, I mean, in another post, they're like, yo, we're real fast. We have plenty of resources to build. So which is it, right? Like, which is it? Now, granted, they've been working. Their releases have been very good. Undoubtedly, Airplane Heaven's releases, their product is a very good product. So when it does get released, it's good. It was worth waiting for, right? But which is it? Do you not have enough staff so you got to work slow and announce things way early? Or do you just have a shit ton of free time because you're making yourself free time by working so long on the products consumers wait for? But in all reality, what you're hoping is to pull in custom work like this that's going to pay the bills. I don't know.
Yeah, those projects are, and when you think of it, a lot of developers. Work. Yeah, it's commission work, and that pays a lot more.
That pays the bill. Exactly.
Yeah, I'd love to pay them. I'd love to pay them to get a decent airship in the.
It's an interesting shift in model. Yeah, but you wouldn't be talking a few $100s.
You know? No, of course not.
You're talking hours and hours of a 3D modeler's work, and that stuff's not cheap.
It's expensive.
It's expensive.
Most
and ideally with the commercial interests, right? Like,
yeah, most developers will use the services of 3D modelers like this to build their airplanes.
Right.
They focus on system. Most the airplane developers, they basically all they know is organizing resources and finding the right people to build it. You need a sound engineer, you need a gauge guy, you need a resource to know how accurate it all is, you need a 3D modeler, you need someone to do the effects on it, you need like a whole crew of people.
Oh, we got you for that, Kevin.
If they are good at creating 3D and then they just resource other people to build the airplanes, then it's just a factory of 3D models and they they have a team to build the finishing touches and release an airplane.
Yeah.
But if maybe their core is 3D modeling, and they're really good at that.
Next topic submitted by Ivana Fly. The Milviz SR-71 is coming, everybody. And there's a teaser photo.
Blackbird, yeah?
Yes, the Blackbird.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's a nice. But if you're going to take a sample photo of this plane, motherfucker, you better have the cones of fire coming out the back. I'm just saying. Because it's very unique to this plane. So if you're going to post a teaser and you want maximum impact, give me those cones of fire coming out.
Well, they don't even have a cockpit in.
No, it's looking pretty though. It's interesting. There was a follow-up post to this one where they're desperately looking for an SR-71 pilot. That is quite a feat.
I'm sure there's still some alive.
Oh, sure. But imagine what kind of a feat that is, man. Like, we need to find an SR-71 pilot.
It's too bad this wasn't being done years ago. And if I would have seen this post, I would have reached out to him like, oh yeah, my commander, my vice commander, a few others who drove the fucking sled. I could have helped them out.
There are pilots.
Too late now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still pilots. I remember there's a YouTube video of that. There's a guy that made a conference and talked about his experience on the SR-71. And some people on ATC called, like a Cessna called for confirmation of airspeed to the air traffic controller. And then you had another guy that was faster that was like, yeah, can I have a speed check, please? And then you have him. And then you have him that's like pressing the push to talk. Can I have a speed confirmation? Yeah, you're speeding along at like 1,200 knots. Everybody shut up on the frequency. It's a very, very good video. I encourage anyone. I can't remember the name of it, but you can type SR-71 stories
speed check or something
on speed check. It's absolutely incredible the way he tells us.
So they're promising about 30 different liveries.
Are they 30 different? I have a Lufthansa SR.
Holy crap!
How
I have
can
a
you?
Lufthansa one.
Okay, that makes no sense.
And there seems to be a little bit of an argument here about somebody kind of trying to check them on some stats, and they're like, nah, well, we do appreciate your endeavors to correct us.
I thought the SR-71 was like the Ford, you know, you can have it in any color as long as it's black.
Yeah.
I don't understand how can they say 30 liveries. I mean,
it's probably like 30 tail numbers. That's pretty much what it is.
It has to be individual tail numbers because basically there was only one livery, black.
Yeah.
You know, and except for NASA, you know.
Yeah, they've just been black, right?
Yeah.
So you have an interesting question, study level, and Milviz says super sim. Nothing like this has ever been done before. Not ever. Refuel will be the hardest thing you've ever done.
Refuel?
Refuel will be the hardest thing you've ever done.
Oh, because you gotta physically manually fuel it on the ground.
No.
In the air only.
So what happened,
can't do that.
To be, when the SRs were blast off, they're full, but since the skin is not heated yet, fuel would leak. So once they blast off, they get to altitude, they have to refuel, and then they go on mission. But from the hangar, from the hangar to the runway and get in the air, they're just leaking fuel because the skin again has not been superheated because of the speeds that it flies at to basically seal up those cracks, so to speak. So she hemorrhages just sweet JP fuel on the way out the door. Yeah, and it was interesting to see where the SRs used to be because, yes, I was at Beale Air Force Base, so I've seen the hangars and all that to see where they were at, just, the damage. I mean, it's just...
for the fuel, yeah.
Incredible, huh? Incredible. Can't wait for that one. That's gonna be a unique experience in sim. Something tells me that much like the Starfighter, the F-104 Starfighter that drove me nuts to the point where I gave up on the plane, this might just do the same. Hopefully you're enjoying the ad-free podcast. At this time, I want to thank our patrons who make all of this possible, including the ad-free website as well. We are not in any way commercially supported. What we have are patrons that make things go round. So some very special welcomes to the patron tiers this month. We have a new Gold Club mogul, Mr. Aviator Hacker, and a Gold Club VIP for the first time, Mr. Hellfire Missile. Thank you very much, guys, and welcome to the family. Additionally, I want to thank our Gold Club patrons, our flight crew patrons. We have also a very special announcement in the flight crew tier, Mr. Tarpoon celebrating 1 year. Congratulations, Mr. Tarpoon, and thank you for your continued support. And as well, our ground crew patrons. A lot of new names this month. Thank you guys once again for making this all possible. If you want more information on becoming a patron and supporting the Sky Lounge, check out gamewisp.com/theskylounge. 2 new patron announcements this month. Welcoming aboard Mr. Marcel and Mr. Just Jacob to the flight crew. Just Flight Traffic Global Early Access available soon. This one submitted by Mr. Kanuk Shaw. Traffic Global is the latest and greatest installment in our acclaimed traffic series of AI expansions. This is by Just Flight. Accurate flight plans using real-world airline schedule data, giving worldwide coverage of commercial airline traffic. Detailed but FPS efficient aircraft models, covering latest common aircraft types which are in use, including the 787, the A380, the A320neo, and the A350. Powerful tools that let you explore and take full control over the supplied AI schedules, which allow you to create and edit your own database of custom single-leg or multi-leg AI traffic flights. So one of the things that stood out to me the most about this product's earlier preview photos was their tool or their page for letting you edit these flights. The other products on the market are not easy to do that with at all.
No.
This is really touting simplicity to where you can say, look, I need this Air Berlin A320 to go from point A ICAO to point B ICAO this many times a day, go, and it'll just do it. And that's cool. And also delivery management on this is supposed to be really neat. So imagine our TSL planes skinned in AI world flying around the world. Like, that's cool shit. Yeah. So I'm excited for this. They'll be going early access here very soon. In fact, I think this week.
End of April. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is fine and dandy, but they haven't even finished Air Hauler 2 yet. And I bought into it, and it's not completed.
Yeah, but Air Hauler 2 is being developed
different team.
by
Yeah,
Just Flight. It's
Just Flight distributes.
Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is an
I'm down for that.
guy.
I'm down for that.
I'm down for change.
It should be interesting.
It seems that year over year we have new traffic packs over and over, and they all have different names. Yeah. I'm wondering if we'll run out of names at some point, but maybe. I'm down for that.
It'll just be called traffic software.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Traffic software. I like that. Keep it simple.
Traffic 2.
Well, it's funny because we've kind of made the observation that X dominates in the FSX camp. XP dominates in the X-plane camp. And like once P3D goes like V5, do you think we'll start seeing V dominate or something of the sort?
Yeah.
Yeah. Air Traffic V built for P3D version 5.
I think the X is still strong, but I think the professional
did take off. You're right.
Yes.
There's been a delineator, a line there that's been created where people are like, this is professional, right?
The professional training aspect of P3D is very, very starting to stick.
Yeah.
With the professional line of products. Aerosoft, we're onto something here.
Coronado S340 final release teasers, not trailer. Teasers. We don't have a trailer yet. Calm down. But I do have reason to believe that this will be out before this show is out. It's
You're looking
that
forward to
close.
this one, aren't you, Edson?
I am very much so looking forward to this one. Yeah.
Definitely. This is beautiful.
Of course, it's beautiful. That's what they do. That's
exactly. I'm not talking about systems. I'd never fly that plane.
This is me. This is all fine and dandy, but I have the one that's available in X-Plane, and I'm sure it'll trump this one in the ass. That's just the way I feel. I mean, from the sounds on down, because every Coronado plane basically sounds the same to me. And you're listening out there and you feel the same, hey, high five to you. Or if you don't, well, high five to you too. Agree to disagree. But I'm just not seeing this being all that great. I just don't.
They did good with the F-50, man. This is in that same kind of realm. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It really is.
Good modeling. Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, there's congratulations due to Mr. Jordan Green out there at FS Elite on the FS Elite team. If I'm not mistaken, he just recently got certified for this very plane. Now my brain isn't wonderful at remembering numbers, but I believe I'm correct on this. Mr. Jordan Green, I did see your post on Facebook. Congratulations, man. Making the dreams come true.
If he got it on this, awesome, because it's a great plane. It's a great little plane, that's for sure.
He'll have the Caronado to. He'll have the Caronado to train on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I scoured through the comments. There was no hint on release, but I did see a post by somebody very close to the Caronado camp that said it's happening today. So at the time you're watching this, it's probably out already. And that means that in the next show, it'll just simply be in worth mentioning. Skyline Sim Chicago O'Hare for X-Plane previews. This one submitted by Mr. Gibbon. Ooh la la. Big American hangar. Now this is going to be over at O'Hare. A lot of wear and tear on that. That's looking nice. It's been a busy couple days for previews of upcoming Chicago O'Hare sceneries, with both Dravitsky Design and FS Dream Team having shown off previews yesterday. Now it's Skyline Sim's turn, and this time for X-Plane, says our friends at FS Elite.
I'm not too sure about that one.
I don't even know what that is.
Something. Stars and Pharaohs. Looks like it's a museum in downtown, so definitely extending out into the city as well.
If it's
I've never
downtown,
been.
it's good. Yeah. It's work in progress anyway. Those
Sure.
Early work in progress, yeah. Ooh, look at that Hilton sign, bro.
That weather.
Yeah.
That's good quality. I like that. I'm down for that.
And I want to point out, no pattern in the windows that are open in the hotel.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it. Yeah.
Wow. Do we have John McClane in the tower? Aye.
That is all that's for now.
Contact Airplane Heaven, and you can have that model. Have your own little John McClane.
We'll get that modeled for you real quick. Tailstrike Designs previews Lime X. This one also submitted by Mr. Gibbon.
Tailstrike, they've been doing some nice work recently.
They have. That's pretty.
That's good. Maybe a 7 out of 10 though, for me.
Because you see that this is a flat texture. It's like a photograph of the windows.
No, it's about the material. It's not about the texturing per se. It's more about the material. It feels to me like the cars down there are just default material. They have no UV mapping. They have no no material feel to them.
DHL.
Yeah, the modeling looks good though. The texturing is fine as well.
That's some really nice modeling, yeah.
Modeling, the shading is good. It lacks a bit of like reflections and material feel.
The tower is just throwing me.
That tower is throwing me. Yeah,
that bugs the hell out of me.
It's driving me crazy actually, because
I can't believe that's a real thing.
It's like a highlight piece, and I feel like that's like the trophy, right? Like of all of the airport, that tower, even if not the terminals and the weird buildings, that tower should be modeled throughout. Like it should be glass.
Yeah.
Because that's the centerpiece. That's throwing me off a bit. That's throwing me off a bit. And I hope that because this is a preview, I hope that a little extra effort is put into that tower. Because it has to be viewed that way. That's the centerpiece every time. The tower is the centerpiece.
Yeah.
It is. Absolutely.
Nice work, Tailstrike. Thank you. UK 2000 released beta previews of Sparky, say it.
Guernsey Extreme.
Extreme. That must be explained. No,
Guernsey, Edson, just to let you know, because your geography is awful, is that one of the Channel Islands is right off of the coast of France.
Okay.
But it's a British island.
Aha. Let's have a peek at Guernsey.
Guernsey. Guernsey, not Jersey.
Guernsey.
Well, there's something wrong with that shot for a start.
Yeah, I see a lot wrong here.
Well, first, wrong with that shot? It's too goddamn sunny for a start.
Also, it was taken in FSX. I could tell because of the clouds.
You know, they've never been great at screenshots. Remember, that's the one thing UK 2000 is not great at, and it's selling their product through their own screenshots. Yeah, they're really great at making a product that looks really great in other people's simulators, but they're not really great at selling through their own screenshots.
I do like their software.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, scenery looks nice.
It does. Nice detail. Nice level of detail. And this is their extreme scenery level as well. Which I guess one could say it's like the professional version, right?
New buzzwords.
It's the S line.
That looks like my hangar. Wait, what?
Now I have an alarm going off.
That's great, Mr. Sparky.
Is that going on push to talk?
Well, your push to talk doesn't work at all.
Oh, hold on a minute. What's going on, man? Where's my push to talk work?
Dude, that's a great beat, Edson. You should do some DJing with this.
Yeah, the intermission by car alarm.
These are the difficulties of living in a big city.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, man. What is going on? All right. An open hangar. That's always a plus.
With a plane in it, so you can't put yours.
True. Guernsey Aero Club.
Yeah. That's good.
Cool spot.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this. Very cool little spot. Another one to keep an eye on.
Looks like it's busy.
It
looks like it's a really busy area with all the aircraft that's modeled.
It does. A lot of GA, and even that's a 737 sitting there as well. Yeah, 737-6, is that right? 600, little shorty.
Yeah.
Short little fat dude. Yeah. So we can fly all sorts of stuff in there. Looks cool. I don't own all their stuff, but I want to, because it is very good. And now it's time for worth mentioning, ladies and gentlemen. This is a speed round. This is where we quickly just list off all the things that are simply worth mentioning. We may have talked about it already in a prior show in detail, or it's just simply an update to an existing product. Here we go. Orbex EG-CB Manchester City Airport and Heliport. Barton for X-Plane now available. The Aerosoft DC-8 has been updated to 1.02. And more smoke, by the way, more smoke. The FS Dream Team KORD Chicago. There are new preview images for that. So if you're tracking that development, head over and take a peek. Orbex is hosting some Tony Wroblewski freeware airports. Adding in, this is for the X-Plane camp. That guy apparently made some really, really good freeware. And now it's being hosted under the Orbex umbrella in Orbex Direct using the Orbex Direct installer. That's pretty cool, and that says something about the future of software distribution. Really cool. Keep an eye on that. So if you're an X-Plane user, head over and check out the FTX Central application. Lorby SI, Where Are My Aircraft, has been updated for P3D. Look, and there it is. The duplicate. We always have a duplicate. I just can't escape always having one duplicate, and there it is. Imagine Sim Austin KAUS for P3D V4 officially released. That's going to be a fun one, so I need to get on that. New exterior preview shown of the Hot Start TBM 900 that we talked about last week. The 737NG CFM Immersion Sound Pack HD update is now out. Yes, now out. Flight Sim 2018 Cosford for this year. We now have a date. October 6th. October 6th. Skyline Simulations Sangster International Airport MKJS has been released for X-Plane 11. Ladies and gentlemen, that is our show. Thank you once again. Thank you to our hosts. From myself, OMGEDSON, Mr. Sparksmudge, Mr. Kevin, aka the Maple Syrup Can, and my Noodleless Caramel. Everyone have a Sky 5.
Climb maintain 13 down. 13,000, Tempo 63. 63, contact the New York Center 128.3.